Okay, so this is the update on the 505 engine cooling system issue. So as you can see, so I removed the radiator and yeah, last night. I moved it last night, which was the Thursday 27th April 2023. So I can see the cooling fan and so in the morning on my way to work, so I went and dropped it with the repairer, as radiator repairer, and so according to him, he did this. Said this gum he used here, we'll be able to hold it. That's the problem. Very stupid boy. Now you just spoil me. Very useless boy. Trying to see if you work on that. Can see the sign of old rusty fluid. Meanwhile, this is a sign when I parked. Remember, there was a time the engine was off the vehicle, so where I left it, water was actually entering the engine. I thought I covered it well. Unfortunately, it was even inside, not just outside. I mean, it was that bad that the first engine oil I poured in was like white. So since then, the cooling system has been having this rusty color. All I do every once in a while, I flush it, mix it with maybe a liter of coolant, so it won't be just water. So I do it regularly, like once a month or thereabout. Run the engine very, very hot and then switch it off, remove the distance, and pushes out all this rust. Anyway, so moving on. Another thing I found out was this. This is where this thermal switch is plugged in or screwed in. I noticed it's leaking from here all this while, thanks to the rusty color. So it showed that it's actually leaking from here, apart from the other. So this is the switch. So before now it has there's this small, is it there? It's not there anymore. What's it called? Washer that was here before, ever since. So I think I probably must have left it, because I know on the 4-cylinder radiator, when I first put it, I think I put the 2 switch. So probably that 2 switch, the 2-pin switch one is there still on the radiator. So I left that washer because I know I bought a new washer. It didn't come with that washer. I bought a new switch. It didn't come with the washer, so I used this old one. So what I'm going to do, instead of going to look for that washer, I'll simply use a thread tape, wrap it here, and then screw it in. Okay, let's see how it goes. So I've mounted the radiator fan, the electric fan, on the radiator. Remember, this is not the factory fan. The factory fan was a viscous fan, which is mounted here. This is the fan, a water pump pulley. So originally it's supposed to be here, but when it failed, and I did this conversion to an electric fan, which also controls just like the viscous fan was being controlled. Just that this one is electric, the other one was mechanical control. It comes up when the temperature goes up and all that. So now this is the switch that controls the fan here. So like I said, you can see sign of leak here. So what I did was I now put this thread tape. I don't know what T-pon tape. Okay, T-pon. So this is it. Just have some time. So over here I'll call it thread tape. Okay. So so that I will be able to seal off the edge here, so I won't come back. I know I have originally had that this thing was here, the washer. bronze in color. I can't remember the color. So what I'm going to do, I believe this one will serve. So let's see. So I'm going to, I didn't add it that much, just a little, so I cover here. Okay, so I'll see. So what I'm going to do now is to use what's it called, 30 socket with this wrench, you know. So I'll just put it here and then tighten it. Let's see. Okay, that's enough. So you see, if I see the sign of leak again, I will remove it and add more tape. But I think that one should do. It doesn't need to be that much. Okay, so what's remaining now is to mount it, and okay, let's do it so you guys can see how it's done. Should I have somebody that can hold the camera? Hello. There are 2 holes down there. You can see. So it's supposed to enter here and here. So let's see. Okay, one has entered. The right side has entered. Let's see about the other side. Okay, so both have now entered. So what's remaining now is to get this 11 bolts and lock it here. Okay, so and this one as well. Okay, so that's it. So I'll now use my 11 spanner here and then tight it later on. Pull it in. So what's remaining now, this is the upper radiator hose, then the lower radiator hose is down there. Connect it here, and the wire is the wiring connector for the fan, and also connect this to the thermal switch that controls the fan. Okay, so after that I'm going to use water for now. Like I say, I'm using water. I'll first use water for a few days to run the test to be sure it's no longer leaking. Then after which I will drain it. Before I do that, engine must be very hot. That's how I do it. To run the engine, and when it becomes very hot, I will lose the lower hose to the radiator, and so I will flush out all those rusty color as much as possible. Then I will now put some coolant. I'll see add water. Like I said, this rust is not actually in the radiator. It's coming out from the engine. You know, when I packed the engine, I left it, and even though I covered it, it was raining, I didn't know it was entering both inside the engine and all those from the water pump side, you know, all these sources were not here. So it was entering and settling on the around those pistons and engine block where the coolant passes. So I believe he could have done created a lot of rust there. So it's taking a while to flush those things out so that the coolant can now stay normal color. But so far all the coolant I've been using have been red on this one, but I think I'm going to switch to green. But even at that, it's still going to bring out that kind of color. It takes a while before the color will normalize. Okay, so I'm going to do this pour water, connect everything by pour water, start the car, then see how it works. See also if the fan will work. Remember, the fan stopped working, which was what made me realize it was actually leaking. As it stopped working, the engine temperature started going up, and if our engine sound first changed, it started accelerating itself. It's always, whenever I've experienced it, it's more like the 3 or 4 times that's happened on this car. Once there's an overheating issue, it's very, very easy on this car. You see the car will start accelerating itself, and when you look at the temperature, you now see it has started going up. So I'll start to observe when it gets close to 90 degrees Celsius, the fan is supposed to spin for a minute or less. So if it spins, that means the thermal switch is still okay. If it still doesn't spin the fan with the thermal without any leak from the radiator, it means the thermal switch is bad, but it can be bad just because the radiator started leaking. It cannot damage the switch at the same time. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Okay, so I've been able to complete mounting the radiator with the fan, and you can see I've also locked the radiator to this frame. So I've also upgraded the system. Okay, like I said, I'm going to use water for now. Also, I first started from here, this radiator cap or cover. So I removed this, first pour the water until it got up here. This is the bleed point on this 505 V6. You can see this here. This is the bleed valve point. So of course I opened it while I was pouring water here, but as soon as it gets here I stop and now lock this thing. Of course this one water still didn't come out here, which is expected. Now to bleed it then, because air will still be on the system, because pouring here will not be enough to bleed it from here, air will still be here. So now this is the coolant expansion tank. So what I did was, normally it's supposed to be somewhere here, but kind of left it here. So depending on engine model, some 505 you'll find it here, 505, 504, it will be somewhere beside the radiator. But in this case, I just left it here, so I had to find a way to hang it. As a model, how far you see down there under this distributor, ignition coil. So so I left it here. So what I now did was the wire I used in hanging it on the master brake. It has been like this for many years now, since 2011. That's how I left it. So with this, I removed it, and then you have to lift this thing up. In fact, according to Peugeot on the service manual, it says it's supposed to lift and hang it somewhere here. Also, just hang it. It has to be hanged on the, maybe here, on the bonnet, open. Then as you are pouring the fluid, maybe before you fill it up, you just pour it until when it gets to full, lift it up. So what I did was I lifted it up. I was using my second hand to pour in water. And it kept going in. It consumed additional 1 liter or 2, stuff like that, before it now started coming out here. So meaning it has been there. So I still let it, added more until it now got to, let me see if that It's at the other side. It has a minimum and maximum mark. So what I did was I left it below the maximum mark. I don't like leaving it at maximum mark. So I left it below maximum mark, but a little bit above minimum mark. So I now, of course, close this, close everything, mounted it back. It's actually, some people wonder what do I mean by expansion tank. This particular tank is a coolant tank, which can also be regarded as a coolant reservoir. But this thing actually expands. If your engine is overheating, as in actually overheating, if you come and look at this thing, it will expand, that it will look like one big balloon about to explode. That's how this thing behaves. So that's why it's regarded as an expansion tank. It can expand, so it absorbs all most of the heat when the system is the pressure is too much for the system. That if your engine is overheating. Now, when I first started pouring in water on the radiator, so I checked here. This is where I was looking before, under the radiator. It was dry, even until I filled it up and closed it. It was dry, but when I started breathing it, I forgot that as the water was pouring out from this breathe point, it started to drop on the fan, directly on the fan, and then it now splashed it. You can see all the way from the top upper part of the radiator, down to that side. So as it is now, it's wet. So I can't really tell whether it's not enough to know whether it's still leaking or not. So, but it was dry when I first poured it, so I want to assume that it's okay. So, because actually where it was, even though as it was leaking, it was coming out from the front, but when you look at the rear end, this is actually the place that was sealed off. It's dry enough from down there. But still, it's not enough to tell, because the system needs to be pressurized, start it, get as hot as possible. If the gum they put there is not good enough, it will reopen and start leaking from there. They also need to drive it for some days, and at least a day or so, depending on kilometer. The point is, you need to come up, fan need to spin 2 times, let the temperature get up close to 90 or so. So let me just start the car and do the second test while I'm checking the system to know if the leakage will continue from that place was sealed, and I will also check if the fan will work this time. Okay, so trying to hold this to the camera, touch, all at the same time. Wow, not that easy. Let me see. Okay. Okay. This is just the cranking for the first time ever since I parked this car about 4 days ago. Funny enough, like I said, I've actually filled up the tank almost, and so I now noticed the starter started misbehaving, and I fixed that, then the overheating started. Okay, so let's see. Hold on. Okay, this is one enough. So let's talk about also the common switch is also dry. Remember I said was leaking earlier. So what's going to hold in now? I will wait. About it, I'll leave the camera on. I'm going to wait Why the temperature comes up close to 90, that's where the fan usually kicks in. So when it does, and around that 90 degrees Celsius, I'll expect the fan to come up. So if it does, then I'll switch on the camera to show you guys and see what happens. If it doesn't, I'll still show you guys. So far, it's running. Okay, so when it happens, I'll let you guys know. Okay, so this is the gauge. This is the coolant temperature gauge. I see where it is now, close to 90 degrees Celsius. So the fan will start working any moment from now. Once you get close to that 90, the fan will start spinning, is expected. So let me even start so that when it starts, you guys will see it immediately start spinning. This is the fan. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. Anyway, if it doesn't spin, I will note from the time of the engine. Once the temperature is exceeding the optimal. That's all. I think I've seen it. So I decided not to, let me not use that high speed one. Since it's good enough. So you can see where it is. A little below. So it usually stays there. Sometimes it gets to 90 depending on the vehicle speed and all that I'm doing. So right now the system is okay. It's working well. Let's look at any kind of leak. It's still dry. From both ends. Okay, this other side here that was wet before is okay. It's not dry enough. So I'm using as blended. So far, let me see if the comment is leaking. If there's any kind of water from there. Dry, very dry. So I mean the second take what? Oh, the fan has picked up again. So I believe you guys learned something. You guys know what I mean, it's only very few people, but one out of 1 million people that will still have that this. So those are the ones that probably will learn from there. But notwithstanding, you can apply it to your other Peugeot vehicles. But if you have a 505 GTI, this can be applied. And the other Peugeot cars, I know they are in between features different, but I think you can say, if you are a DIY person, you can figure it out. You understand how you can diagnose yours and repair yours. In this case, in terms of the water leaking, that one is just very general. So I kind of turn off the engine running. this is a very good setup. I really love the way I set up the cooling system. So temperature still stays where it is, a little bit below 90. But one thing I observed is once I put coolant, you will see it will stay close to that 90. Coolant warms up much faster and stays hotter. So though I know when I'm in motion now, if I drive off now, the temperature will start getting close to 90 mostly. I'll stay there. So depending, sometimes depending on how hot the weather or ambient temperature is, it can actually exceed 90 degrees Celsius, a little bit above, maybe close to 93 degrees Celsius. Then sometimes it comes down. So that's the setup, and of course for the newer Peugeot cars, the temperature gauge will only be showing 90. Even when it drops a little bit, 90. What I noticed is that they always hover around 80, 85, 90 to 90 to 108 degrees. So just say between 85 or let's say a minimum of 80 to 108 degrees Celsius. Once your engine warms up, that's what they'll be. If you're going like that, even though sometimes in modern Peugeot cars, the temperature gauges don't actually report the accurate temperature of the coolant. It just stays at 90, as if it doesn't go beyond that or drops below that. They actually do. Okay. The two inner lights. The two inner lights are actually still working, both the front and the rear. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the car for a drive. I'm going somewhere in town to go and pick something. It's risky, yeah, it's very, very risky. It's going to be like a 20-kilometer drive and back to my place. So it's risky to drive a car that just did a cooling system, at night. I know, it's not that safe. It's supposed to be, if you want to do the test, do it during the daytime, so that if something wrong is still with the cooling system, it will not strand me on the road at night. I'm going to risk it. I have the confidence of what I've done, and I'm also hopeful that what the technician did on the radiator, that gum will seal it very well, at least for a very long time. That's the only thing I can say I cannot vouch for. But so far, I don't have any reason to doubt it. He has been doing work for me. There are actually two technicians I use when it comes to repairing radiator. So the first one kind of too far for me. Remember, I left today, which is 28th April 2023. So on my way to work, I wash and drop it with him, and then wait for my work. So after work in the evening, I went back and picked it up. So I just hope he did it well, and he has never disappointed me. So that's my hope. So I'm going to risk it, take it for a drive, and probably may not need to update anymore, unless if there's a problem, then I will update. If not, no need to do update. So probably I've learned now. So this 198655, this is manual. You can see it here, the stick. Okay, so I'm going to let's test the starter to show everything is okay. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, yeah, so everything is intact. The charging system is working, the starter is working. So okay, so this is more like the conclusion of this diagnosis and repair on this 1986-505. This is manual. Alright, till another video. Okay, so I'm already on the drive. So I've gone somewhere to pick something, or something I needed to go and pick. So I said, let me use the car, like I said, that I just worked on the engine cooling system this night or evening. So this is the cloud temperature gauge. You can see just a little bit below 90, or you could say maybe like 89 degrees Celsius. You know, like I was telling you guys, once I'm in motion, it will now come up and stay around that 89. So so that's how it works. Of course, that time I was stationary, it was just showing me like 85, 87, or thereabouts. Okay, so I still have like another 10 kilometers or 15 kilometers of cover before I get back home. So far the car is running well. Of course I won't say what's it called? Trying to find this one. Trying to find this one. Oh, there's a traffic lights. Okay, so like I said, it's okay. The car is working fine, tool system fine, everything fine, charging system fine. Remember before this, the charging system stopped charging because the terminal, not necessarily the terminal, the negative cable to the battery was bad. So because car couldn't, the starter couldn't crank, the engine, the alternator stopped charging. I mean, I had to push start the car where it happened, and luckily for me, I was able to get home, but by the time I got home, the battery was almost dead, almost about to die. In fact, I was almost dead, because later I stopped, put in another car, it just did wham, just like before the car started, and charged the battery, and ever since that time. So I was able to put another cable, and voila, it started charging. But just that the cable I put is still not as thick as I would want to. But at least so far it's running, it's okay. But it kind of make me uncomfortable to run the car without the AC. To run the car with the AC with that smaller cable that I put, knowing that it will demand more power consumption from the alternator when I put on the AC and all that. So like right now I'm not running AC, I'm just, you know, the car is a climate control system, so it's just running the blower is not bringing in air, which is cool, not cold, but cool enough for me to drive comfortably. You know, it's already night. I think it's about 9 p.m. now here in Abuja City. So it was at the point of after fixing the battery cable, I started the car just to see how much the car charging system was working, and all of a sudden I realized the engine speed started increasing without me accelerating the car, you know. So this speedometer ticking. I'll be able to look at it later. So the process of doing that, and I'm trying to just to be sure that the charging system, everything is not working well. All of a sudden, and I saw that the car temperature started, I didn't notice the temperature immediately, but the engine sound started to increase on its own, which on this particular vehicle or this engine, once that happens, it means your system is overheating. Engine cooling system is overheating, so that the engine is overheating. Not necessarily at that time overheating, because when I checked, it was around over 100 degrees Celsius, so it hasn't really entered the red zone. Because I wasn't inside the car when I was checking it. I was outside, the engine was running, so I don't notice the sound of the engine. So I watch it, look at the temperature, wow, So I looked at the engine gate to see what was going on. The car wasn't running yet. This car was basically almost overheating. So that's how I came to the conclusion that something was wrong. Initially, I thought it was the wire. No, I know it wasn't the fan. So initially I thought it could be the thermal switch that controlled the fan. I did my test with a multimeter and realized that thermal switch is okay, nothing wrong with it. Just that it's not, the power is coming in but it's not going out. So I now looked at the expansion tank and it was basically empty. So that's all. So I kept looking at what is going on. Then I now saw down there water on the bottom of the radiator. There's fluid leaking from there. So that's how this came to be. As you can see, everything is working well now. I mean, basically, it is okay. So, really enjoying this car. The way it moves, it's such a good car. I love it. Love the car. 1986, you know. Do the calculation. How old now? Do I even want to pack my brain? I only focus on the driving. It's not about, it's not just about maintenance. It's about, you know, you have to appreciate, you have to value your vehicle for you to be able to keep it in this condition up till now. In order for you to be able to keep it running in a very good condition, not just keeping it on the road, but in a good condition. You just have to be the type that appreciate vehicles for you to be able to do in 90. How many years old again? I believe some of you watching this car have not been born at that time. Yeah, the car is running. Look at it at lights, even without the risk involved that the police system might not be okay. You know. Should I have some fun? No, it's already at night, so let me for that. The sound. None of my project cars are other ones that can make this kind of aggressive sound when you demand action. Okay. So guys, I'm going to leave you guys here. So I can focus on my drive. I know what I'm doing anyway. The point is, at least you guys have seen so far, everything is okay. Temperature okay. Engine running well. Engine sound have really changed as the sound of overheating. Battery is running well, charging well. If the alternator is bad or not charging again, what you have seen, the headlight will start dropping. The car will start stalling. You know, because remember it's running fuel pump, 2 electric fuel pump, so it's demanding more power from the alternator. And then remember it's running almost 2 electric fans, though only one is operating now since I didn't put on the AC. So all these things demand power, consumes power supply, consumes electricity from the alternator, or whatever I want to call it. So, okay guys, that's the end of this video. Alright.